Why, hello there. I'm Sin. We are in the Book Nook, and today we are going to talk about my top five horror romance. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so what better than to read some horror romance? Without further ado, the first one is by an author who is honestly like, the more I read her books, the more I love them, and that is Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. It is a werewolf horror romance. It is dark and disturbing. It's super cute too. So, not all the horror romances are like super cute, but this one I thought is super cute. Like, I don't know. Rachel Harrison is just writes really cute and fun books. So, this book follows the main character, Rory Morris, and she's going back to her hometown, supposedly temporary. There are bad memories there, but her twin sister Scarlett is pregnant and estranged from the baby's father and needs support. All right, so Rory returns to the place she thought she'd put in her rearview mirror, but she's back. And she goes out for a night on the town at a bar and she runs into Ian, who is an old flame. And then she hits a large animal with her car on the way home. And when she gets out to investigate, she's attacked. So she survives the attack miraculously, but life begins to look and feel a little bit different. She's unnaturally strong with an aversion to silver, and suddenly the moon has her in its thrall. She is changing into somebody else. Might be a werewolf. Sounds pretty wolfy, eh? All right, so maybe even a monster. But does that mean she's putting those close to her in danger? Maybe. Or is embracing the wildness inside of her the key to acceptance? And I love this book. I thought it was super cute. It's a great werewolf romance horror. Highly recommend it. So the next one is The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas, and this is a haunted house story, also a romance, and it is hot. All right, so let me tell you the synopsis of this one. During the overthrow of the Mexican government, Beatrice's father was executed and her home destroyed. So, when handsome Don Rodolfo Solizano proposes, Beatrice ignores the rumors surrounding his first wife's sudden demise, choosing instead to seize the security that his estate in the countryside provides. She will have her own home again, no matter the cost. But Hacienda San Isidro is not the sanctuary she imagined. When Rodolfo returns to work in the capital, visions and voices invade Beatrice's sleep. The weight of invisible eyes follows her every move, and Rodolfo's sister Juana scoffs at Beatrice's fears. But why does she refuse to enter the house at night? Why does the cook burn copal incense at the edge of the kitchen and mark the doorway with strange symbols? What really happened to the first Donna Solozano? Beatrice only knows two things for certain. Something is wrong with the hacienda, and no one there will save her. Desperate for help, she clings to the young priest, Padre Andres, as an ally, no ordinary priest. Andres will have to rely on his skills as a witch to fight off the malevolent presence haunting the hacienda and to protect the woman for who he feels a powerful, forbidden attraction. But even he might not be strong enough to battle the darkness. Powerful, forbidden attraction. Just focus on that because that's what makes it hot. It's really good. I love the hacienda. Isabel Cañas is great. I think she has a new book coming out soon too. So keep an eye out for that. I'll probably be reading it and we'll talk about it. All right, next up we have The Woods All Black by Lee Mandello. And this is a short novella, just a short and sweet, and it is great. It is dark, disturbing, and let me tell you about it. Leslie Bruin is assigned to the backwoods township of Spar Creek by the Frontier Nursing Service. Under its usual mandate, vaccinate the flock, birth the babies, and weather the judgments of churchy locals who look at him and see a failed woman. Forged in the fires of the Western Front and reborn in the cafes of Paris, Leslie believes he can handle whatever is thrown at him, but Spar Creek holds a darkness beyond his nightmares. Something ugly festers within the local congregation, and its malice has focused on a young person they insist is an unruly tomboy who must be brought to heel. Violence is bubbling when Leslie arrives, ready to spill over, and he'll have to act fast if he intends to be of use. But the hills enfolding Spar Creek have a mind of their own, and the woods are haunted in ways Leslie does not understand. And this is one of those books where, like, it just makes me hate church people and people who claim to be Christian who are just evil sacks of crap. And it makes me very angry. But the core of the story is so good, and just what happens. There's a reckoning coming, and there's also like a romance in it too. So I thought it was pretty great. And all these books on this list I would highly recommend. So I can't just keep saying I would highly recommend because I recommend them all. All right, next up we have A Misfortune of Lake Monsters by Nicole Wolverton. This is a book about a cryptid and it has like a sweet little romance in it. It's super cute. I loved it. I have a standalone review for this. I think I also have a standalone review for Sharp Teeth. I will put those down below in the darkness if you want to check those out. So those will be in the description of the video. Misfortune of Lake Monsters follows the character Lemon Ziegler, and she wants to escape rural Devil's Elbow, which is in Pennsylvania, because she wants to go to college. But that's impossible now that she's inspected to impersonate the town's lake monster for the rest of her life. Her family has been secretly keeping the tradition of Old Lucy, the famed and very fake monster of Lake Lokacoma, alive for generations, all to keep the tourists coming. Otherwise, the town will fall into like ruin, and they don't really have much else going on that would keep them afloat. So this is kind of important. Without Lemon, the town dies, and she can't disappoint her grandparents or tell her best friends about any of it. That includes Troy Ramirez, who has been covertly in love with Lemon for years, afraid to ruin their friendship by confessing his feelings. When a very real and very hungry monster is discovered in the lake, secrets must fall by the wayside. Determined to stop the monster, Lemon and her best friends are the only thing standing between Devil's Elbow and the monster out for blood. So, how do they get rid of it? What do they do? This monster is very hungry. It does not discriminate. It eats fish. It eats land creatures. It eats people. So, yeah, and it's got a cute romance, and I thought it was adorable. So, I would highly recommend it. Stop saying that, Sin. You already explained yourself. All right, so next up, I had to include another one by Isabel Cañas because she writes awesome horror romance, and that is Vampires of El Norte. I love vampire books. And vampire romances, come on, let's be honest, they're usually pretty good. Even when they're bad, they're pretty good. Okay, so Vampires of El Norte. As the daughter of a rancher in the 1840s Mexico, Nina knows a thing or two about monsters. Her home has long been threatened by the tensions with Anglo settlers from the north. But something more sinister lurks near the ranch at night. Something that drains men of their blood and leaves them for dead. Something that once attacked Nina 9 years ago. Believing Nina dead, Nestor has been on the run from his grief ever since, moving from ranch to ranch, working as a vaquero. But no amount of drink can dispel the night terrors of Sharp Teeth. No woman can erase his childhood sweetheart from his mind. When the United States invades Mexico in 1846, the two are brought abruptly together on the road to war. Nina is a curandera, a healer, striving to prove her worth to her father so that he does not marry her off to a stranger. And Nestor is a member of the auxiliary cavalry of ranchers and vaqueros. But the shock of their reunion and Nina's rage at Nestor for seemingly abandoning her long ago is quickly overshadowed by the appearance of a nightmare made flesh. And unless Nina and Nestor work through their past and face the future together, neither will survive the dawn. And it's a really good romance, also super hot. Isabel Cañas writes great horror romance. Definitely a fave. I love her. Those are my top 5 favorite horror romances. Do you guys have any favorite horror romances? I want to read more. So let me know down in the comments because I'm on the lookout for more. Maybe one day we'll have a top 10 as I dip my toe into romance here, over there, over there. I used to be so adamant about the fact that I didn't like romance, but I was wrong, all right? If you enjoy videos where I talk about multiple books I am reading or have read, the next video coming up will be about that, so stick around, check it out. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.